Good morning and welcome to our daily devotional from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn. Very glad to have you with us on this Monday morning, February the 23rd, 2026, as we continue our study of the book of Genesis, and now moving ahead to Genesis chapter 12. This week we're only going to be studying verses 1 through 4, but we will be drawing from the book of Genesis as a larger source of our tradition and of the biblical tradition and our emphasis on the teaching of the Bible. Here, this passage represents a very important statement about relationship between Christianity and Judaism, especially for Christians. And so let's read these verses. This is Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 4a. I'm just going to read the first half of verse 4 and then talk about the significance of this passage for Christians. So this is Genesis 12, 1 through 4. Now the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you. I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and the one who curses you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram went as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Well, as you can see, there are several features of this passage which are significant. One is that the father of the Jewish nation and tradition, Abram, who will soon be known as Abraham, is from a different country. He's not from the area of Palestine associated with Judaism and the nations of Israel and Judah. He is from a different area. There's a lot of speculation about exactly where this area is, but the point is he's leaving his family on the basis of this message from Yahweh. And he is given a promise, and the promise is that he will become a great nation. And the promise is that those who bless him will be blessed by God, and those who curse him will be cursed by God. And then this statement, which is so centrally important, which is that in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. So this is very important because in Judaism we get this strong message of universality. And of course this comes through in these first 11 chapters of the book of Genesis, which have to do with all of humankind. This is a universal message, the creation of the whole world, of all of humanity and all the animals and plants, the world itself as a creation of God. So it's very much a universal message and begins that way. But now we have a question that is addressed, which is, what does this tradition of stories that begin with universal origin stories, what does that have to do with this specific nation, this specific tradition that will be known as Judaism, and the Hebrews and the nation of Israel. And what does that universality have to do with this? And that message is that it is in this tradition that all the families of the earth shall be blessed. This is, I think, again, not a historical claim. This is very much a theological, religious claim about the relationship, God's relationship to the earth, to the world, so that surely you can find examples of people that existed that maybe never knew about the Hebrews. But as a theological claim, it's very much related to the stories that are told here, the law and the prophets, and that God's universality comes through these laws and these prophets, not limited to place and time, but actually across time, across the universe, across eternity. And so a very central passage that we'll spend some time talking about this week, about Abram, who then did as he was told by Yahweh. He got up and left his country and his family as he was told to do, and his nephew Lot went with him. Let's close with this word of prayer from W.E. Orchard. O God, the light of all that is true, the strength of all that is good, the glory of all that is beautiful, we thank thee that thou hast put within our minds some spark of the eternal flame, some desire after goodness, some enjoyment of whatsoever things are lovely. We thank thee for the strength of reason and for all the inner kingdom of the mind, for every thought that lifts us to thyself, for every noble desire, for every holy impulse. We thank thee that thou hast so framed our hearts that our deepest instincts anchor us to thee, that thou hast so created everything that he who loves the truth can never miss thee at the last. In all our thoughts, save us from anxiety, presumption, and fear. Deliver us from all falsehood, error, and prejudice. And as we have gathered ourselves to seek thee afresh, may all our doubts vanish before the shining of thy face. And as our thoughts are hushed to silence now, may we find thee moving upon our minds, higher than our highest thought, yet nearer to us than our very selves. Inspire, uplift, and comfort us, and manifest thyself, O God. Amen. Thank you for joining me this morning from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn, and I hope